So listen closely. Let's talk about the economy for just a minute. I know not always the most fun thing to think about, especially these days when you might have to sell a kidney and get some baby formula. But let's give that bone a little shake anyway. For starters, I want to note that no matter what you think about Jordan Belfort, the storied Wolf of Wall Street, who's actually sort of a buddy, you at least have to admit that he understands economics a little bit. He was on Fox News the other day, and he had nothing too kind to say about Biden and the way he's handling things. He said, and I quote, "Remember, Obama said elections have consequences. Here are the consequences. This is a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and it starts with energy policy, which created this cycle of inflation, among other things. But it's really been a poorly managed economy from the administration, and this is what we're seeing. I think it gets worse. I think inflation persists," end quote. There you have it, folks, straight from the horse's mouth. And I don't think that he's wrong. I wish he was, but I want you to think about something for a second. Joe Biden has been in office for less than a year and a half. Think about that for just a second. Remember back in 2020 when it seemed like time was passing really slow and the year was never going to end? I wouldn't have thought it was possible, but the Biden administration has given that crazy year a run for its money when it comes to passing by slower than the 7-year itch. And it's my opinion that a large part of that is due to the fact that thus far, Joe Biden is the living incarnation of the Murphy in Murphy's Law. If something can go wrong, it will. Murphy's Law, by the way. And that goes double for the economy, from canceling oil and gas lease sales in the Gulf of Mexico and Alaska, which is just going to drive gas up even higher than it already is, to higher and tighter regulations on business, to mismanagement of pretty much every form of funding the federal government has its claws in. Biden has screwed the pooch 46 ways to Sunday at this point. And let's not ever forget that the majority of this was started by Biden's administration continuing to push the lockdowns that shut American businesses down so much in the first place. So Jordan Belfort says he thinks we're going to see a lower stock market versus a higher one for a while until the market has a chance to correct itself. And that, of course, lines up with the rest of this fiscal shit show. Folks, it's not exactly my intention to get up on my little stage here and cry out to the ghosts of yesteryear in a plea that they come back. On the other hand, I want to remind you, as if you needed reminding, that it wasn't all that long ago that we had a president in office who tweeted mean things on the toilet. And you know what else he did? He gave us a strong economy. Again, think what you like about Donald Trump. There's another person who understood, at least on some important level, how economies are supposed to work. And he did his best to make sure that the market was free enough to manage itself into success, not once, but twice. And this bird brain can't even give us economic success even once. There's a really big sea change coming in this country. It's either going to drown us all or push us towards something better, and a lot of that is going to depend on which way our sail is pointing. Think about that as we glide over this broken glass, these hot coals, these wild winds of change, as we head towards November. Here's the thing, about Biden's economy. Biden's never created an economy. He's never done anything, like he never built a business, right? He's never had to run a business. He got 10% for the big guy, whatever money laundering was taking place in Ukraine and various parts of the world, China and these kind of things. Joe Biden, he's just lived off of the slush and the grift for 50 years in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, he's lived off of he's made a career and fortune living off of how stupid the American people are, to be honest.
Yeah. And Joe is stupid. Joe's always been stupid.
No.
But he just never lacked any confidence in his stupidity.
It's his childhood stutter. It's creeping up again.
That's it.
Yeah.
You got
the thing. You know the thing.
You got the vaccination. You're okay, right?
There was one thing that he said that was so funny when he was still campaigning. I think during the primary election for 2020, he said he got into some brawls with people.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, fat."
Yeah, look here, fat.
I was like, okay, you got my vote. Like, what was that?
The one guy that's not a rhino.
Yeah, literally. Okay, this is what the mainstream media, the corporate press, this is what they're not telling you. Joe Biden's the only person that's not a rhino.